Hi, this is Mark Luke Carrier welcoming you once again into my incredibly messy office. You'll notice that my friend over there, that's Sigmund Freud, and he's sitting in on these sessions because he says he's delving into my subconscious mind. What he'll find there, I have no idea. Anyway, no paying attention to him. All right, so for the past month, I've been reading excerpts from my published novel, Homing. And today, we're going to be a little bit of a departure. I have a bit of a preface so a few things to explain to you before we begin. Uh, Quite a few years ago, when I was young and handsome, I was a certified fine arts appraiser with a specialty in fakes and forgeries. I had a lot of amazing adventures with a lot of very strange and colorful characters. And you'll be hearing more about this, you'll see. So, today, I'd like to read to you, or begin reading to you, excerpts from an unpublished novel called Fakes. Unpublished, I do emphasize. I have not decided yet to send it to there's more to it than this, but I haven't decided yet to send it to my publisher. I'm going to ask for your help with that. After every excerpt, give me a vote. Should I send it to the publisher or should I not send it to the publisher? Thumbs up or thumbs down, Anyway, it's called Fakes, a novel inspired by a true story. Bear that in mind as I read it. This is inspired by a true story. Now, as crazy as it gets in this book, it's inspired by a true story. I can't use any names or I'll get sued. Anyway, there are two epigraphs at the beginning. One of them by Albert Einstein that reads, "The secret to creativity is knowing how to hide your sources." Fair enough. And then the other one is, "The British and Americans are two people separated by a common language." That's attributed to George Bernard Shaw. It's been attributed to all kinds of people. Winston Churchill, whatever. But it is what it is. It's funny. And the central character in this book is a British fellow. And he comes to America to work in a huge museum with an enormous collection. Maybe like the Getty. And he has trouble adapting to life in America, language in America, cars in America, highways in America. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm going to read you a tantalizing teaser. And I have a feeling you're going to want to come back and know more about this. So here we go. From Fakes, novel inspired by a true story. The security guard leans on the door jamb, chewing on a toothpick, propelling it from side to side with a wet sucking sound and a flick of his pink tongue. He's here to make sure I don't make off with museum property. What that could possibly be, I really don't know. Perhaps he fears I could walk off with an 80-pound desk tucked under my arm, or he suspects I might rip up the floor tiles or tear away some of the insulated piping crisscrossing the ceiling. I'm being treated like a criminal. The gods of the Alger and Elizabeth Paddock's Museum of Art and Antiquities have declared my services redundant and trampled my good name into the mud. I've been curator of drawings and prints for a year, a period during which I plunged down the hierarchical ladder from a sumptuous corner office to a windowless basement cubbyhole in a vertiginous fall from grace, and the only solace I can cling to is the fact that I'm being fired from one of the most prestigious museums in the world, one of the most infamous, anyway. The toothpick in the security guard's mouth gets tongue-handled more eagerly as his patience wears thinner. Hurry up, buddy. I don't have all friggin' day. Buddy. He calls me buddy. Whatever happened to calling me doctor? I hold up my desk nameplate, and my index finger travels along its silver letters as I say, "That's Dr. Nigel Fanshawe," I say, allocating my surname only 2 syllables since it's pronounced Fanshawe, an apparently impenetrable mystery to my American friends since it's written Fetherstonehaugh. Fanshawe. Simple enough. And all day, I say, is precisely what you have, unless, of course, you restore Renaissance masterpieces when you're not busy keeping the parking lot safe from Al-Qaeda hit squads. Not good news. The toothpick flies about his mouth with ear-splitting, sucking noises, which he interrupts to whine, "Come on, man." I examine the contents of the cardboard box in which I've packed away my belongings, and I'm fairly certain that I haven't forgotten anything. There's a pen and pencil set, my aforementioned nameplate, a seldom used agenda, my antique steam-powered laptop, a small and outdated calendar, and a motley collection of assorted cheap pens, elastics, and boiled sweets. Yes, those are all my personal effects. But I'm nonetheless going through the entire office one more time just to enjoy watching the security guard squirm with annoyance. I proceed to examine every nook and cranny, every door and file folder with the thoroughness of a crime scene technician, while the guard rolls his eyes and sucks away at his toothpick like a baby at his mama's breast. When I announce that I'm ready, I think I hear him mutter under his breath, "About friggin' time." We head down the gray utility hallway, the hulking security guard next to me, I should say towering over me. He's over 6 feet tall to my 5 feet 6 inches. His bulging muscles strain at the crisp khaki cotton of his shirt. My well-used tweed jacket and shapeless corduroy trousers give me the look of a naughty boy being sent down from boarding school as I break into a trot to keep up with the smartly uniformed man. This is the third and deepest basement of the museum's vast main structure, where you find all manner of gargantuan air conditioning and dehumidifying apparatus, miles and miles of copper arteries to channel hot and cold water throughout the building, and, ostensibly, this is where undesirables are warehoused until their contract runs out, probably in the hope that they will take offense at the shabby treatment and resign. An avenue I obstinately refuse to take, preferring to impose my presence on the museum until the bitter contractual end. So everything in this basement is buzzing, whirring, and humming behind heavy metal doors. The only thing missing is a farewell from a single one of my colleagues. I've become radioactive, and any contact with me could result in sudden death. Read termination. I've toppled from a top curating position to persona non grata in a mere 12 months, mismanaging my career from pinnacle to gutter in record time. But I have no one to blame but myself. I'd still be in that luxurious corner office if I'd kept my mouth shut. Being my own undisputed worst enemy, it's not the first time I've shot myself in the proverbial foot. I chose to blow the damn whistle and throw myself under the bus. I sigh audibly as I advance along the endless corridor. It's too late to change anything now. We finally come to a door marked exit. The security guard leans on the panic bar to open it, causing me to squint and turn away from the sudden flood of blinding sunlight. It's the Southern California sun, that unrelenting, skin-wrinkling, merciless oncogenic sun. I've dreamt of this perpetual good weather, only to find it both monotonous and exasperating. The balmy crimes I'd yearned for had turned into the searing flames of a living hell, and I could think of nothing better, nothing more elevating for a man's soul than a long walk under an umbrella on a cool, wet English afternoon. I longed for rainy London days, the shelter of moist cafes, hands warmed by a hot mug of builder's tea as a collar-clutching crowd hurries past the foggy windows. "Good luck, doctor," the guard says with a sneer, and the door slams shut behind me with a metallic finality. I begin marveling at how badly things have gone. Since my move to California, I'd not only lost my job, I'd lost my marriage. I'd fallen under suspicion of being nothing less than a maniac by local police. I was also suspected by Homeland Security of being the head of a dangerous organization, and just for a touch of surreal good measure, I'd had my life threatened by the disembodied federal agent hunting the GPS of my unloved and unwanted block-long black monster roadmaster testosterunner 15,000 HP SUV. And to think, it all started with a phone call and a shower of excrement. Next week, we'll find out more about this poor fellow's adventure in California, in a town called San Dementia, California. Anyway, so as I said before, it's unpublished, and I'm sort of counting on you to give me the yay or nay of whether I should send it to my publisher. Meanwhile, this is my novel, which is now very much published and available through my website in a variety of their usual sources, in paperback, ebook, and hardcover. So for now, I'll say goodbye. See you next week. Next week will be 2024. So I'll also say Happy New Year. Lots of love and happiness and wealth and health to you all. And try to subscribe. It would really help me out. And go visit my website for more information. And of course, our friend over here, Sigmund Freud, says goodbye also. So we'll see you soon, and stay well. Bye-bye.